This week on Poker After Dark, the cash game.
Everybody's steaming.
There still is a statue over there, sir. What kind of watch is that?
Muck City, baby. That's where I live. God, how many pots did I have to lose to be even?
I should have bet the turn. I play so badly. You win.
Now we get to play. Now we get to see what we're made of.
Well, there's an old saying, the only thing you need to play this game is a chip and a chair. But to sit down and win against the best, you need a whole lot more. Poker actually isn't about winning and losing. Poker's about making the right decision. You got to know when to call, when to fold, when to push all in. When luck shuts the door, you got to come in through the window. That's where the skill comes in. You got to have the courage to bluff. Courage doesn't necessarily mean the absence of fear. But you got to swallow that pride. You got to throw your hand away when you know you're beat. When you're really on your game, you can look your opponent in the eye, and you know if you've got him, or you know if he's got you. It doesn't matter how good you are. Everything can change when those cards are in the air. We don't stop playing because we get old. We get old because we stop playing. That's poker, folks.
We're playing a no-limit hold'em cash game with 200 and 400 blinds. Antes are $100.
Just the stratosphere. It's great, actually. It's great. And I brought him to the World Series of Poker people, and they hired him on the spot to write the World Series of Poker official theme song.
Poker musical. Viver, start singing.
I mean, can't wait to see that one. After the first bad beat, I'll...
A creative guy like you, Guy, will love it.
How did you make 150?
Dwan going after Baxter's big blind with deuce 4 suited. Baxter is defended, and now he's flopped top pair. Checking over to Tom.
You have a medium hand, and then somebody moves in on you, and then you have to get up and just start elaborating your feelings about it and so on.
Tom checks behind. He's picked up a gut shot straight draw on the turn. But Baxter's bet of 4,000 will take the pot.
Dang it all. Why'd you get involved? Jacks and sixes.
Though he is considered a recreational player, Mike does very well for himself in the high-limit cash games.
7-8. Flashed.
So, Mike, what are you doing in LA?
I've got a little hedge fund, money management.
Little hedge fund.
Little?
Believe me, it is a little one. It is a little one.
Is that kind of like those little skyscrapers?
No.
Even little hedge funds are not so little.
It'd be a big
I mean,
little
it probably would have worked, by the way,
25K.
you know.
Five-way action in a limp pot.
Oh, thanks.
Top pair for Alan Cunningham. Action gets checked around to Viffer. He's going to take a stab with ace high. Folded around to Allen. He just calls the 1200. Guy ducks out, and now it's heads up. Allen picks up a flush draw on the turn, checks. And Viffer looks like he's going to give up on this pot as he checks behind. Board pairs on the river. Allen checks again. Viffer checks as well, and Allen picks up a $5,000 pot.
It does evolve, right?
I mean, I think sort of evolved into just sort of a good player. And Ned is a good player, and otherwise,
And Nate used to be just someone who played super tight, you know, and
I
no
never
gamble.
felt like that. I felt like a nit was somebody that sort of was out of line tight, like or sort of like
Yeah.
a rule
Yeah, that's how I
stickler.
feel.
Yeah,
that kind
I
of
agree.
thing. I mean, you can fold as many hands as you like without being a nit, but just somebody who was sort of maybe penny wise, pound foolish at the cost of
I'm
everybody.
I know guys that used to play online on stuff that would fold like
Head up
nines
between
and
Duan
under,
and Guy
Yeah, I mean, those are
Laliberte.
tight
ace
players.
king under the gun.
Both players hit the flop, neither with a
Nit
diamond.
is somebody that would like
Duan's
constantly
kings
try to
ahead
take
of Guy's
position on the table
queens.
and it would hurt the game or something like that, or
That
just try
happens
to.
a bit still. I hate that when people
Yeah.
switch seats.
Sorry.
50,000.
I wouldn't mind switching seats right about now.
Guy bets the turn and Duan reluctantly calls. He had the best hand until the river. Guy now has that with queens and eights.
6,000.
Bet is $6,000 into a $6,600 pot.
To make a donation or not to make a donation?
It's going to a good charity, he said.
I heard it was.
You really can't ever lose calling Guy, I think.
2 pair.
There you go.
Duan looks Guy up.
6,000 to charity. Yeah.
6,000
Good
charity. Can I write it off?
An extra $6,000 to Guy's charity.
You should be able to write it off, right?
Right?
This is for their play money to me, for some reason, I don't know.
Oh, do you have tons of play money then?
I think so, yeah.
I got mine the old-fashioned way. Bluffed for it.
Raise to 1,200.
Baxter limps in with a couple of threes. Viffer makes it 1,200 with Big Slick. Baxter calls, heads up to the flop. 3-8s on the board. Baxter's got a full house and he'll bet right into Viffer.
This is the flop I was looking for last time.
It's not a bad flop.
A hand too late.
6,000.
Viffer min raises to 6,000.
I'll re-raise.
Raise.
And fearless, Baxter's going to re-raise with eights full of threes, giving Viffer no credit for a big pocket pair.
12. Re-raise 12,000.
$12,000 more for Viffer to call now. 27-6 in the pot. He took his shot, lays it down, and Baxter takes his third pot.
Show the king.
Baxter, you're one of the most fear. You watched that. It was sick.
Raise to 1,200.
I was the big winner for the season, but not that day didn't go as good as I wanted.
Duan wants to
Luck
play the
City,
button
baby.
with 3-5 off suit.
Luck
You
City.
fold quite well.
How much is it?
Oh yeah, I'm a great folder.
800 more.
Yeah, 800.
Baxter accepts the
I
invitation
don't
with
mind
King
folding,
6
it's
off
just when we
suit.
get involved in a big pot. Like if you bluff 100, I want to be able to call. But if you actually have me beat, I want to be able to make a great laydown. That's what great poker is to me.
So basically you want to win money. That's kind of shocking.
Viffer's ace high, best on the flop. Baxter's got a gut shot straight draw, no action. No bets on the turn. Viffer's ace high is still in the lead.
1,500.
Bet 1,500.
Duan will take a shot at the pot.
No, but what you're saying is it doesn't really matter if you play a little tighter or looser pre-flop. It doesn't matter much. You just have to make sure you know what you're doing when they bet you 100,000.
That's right.
That's very true.
I can play fast too, but I choose not to today. If I get 250 winner, then I'll start sliding around with you. Then it'll be fun because then I might bluff you for 100 dimes.
Why me?
Or whoever. I'm like then I'll start getting involved with the 6-9 suited, and we'll play some real poker, and we'll see who can hang and who can't.
Really?
Almost covering up the suit.
But for now, I'll shell it. Shell it, baby.
I thought a great player like you would always enjoy to play great poker.
Oh, I love playing great poker. Yo 11.
Raise
Yo.
to 1100.
I should have made
What'd
it
you
made it
say?
1400. Yo 11.
Oh, you all 11?
You will regret not making a 14.
I know. I think so. I have the best hand, though, I think.
So far.
Heads up
14
between
to roll
Alan
down.
and Phil. And Alan has flopped top set. Phil has middle pair.
That's 2000.
Now I'm glad I made it 11, unless you raise it.
Careful what you wish for, you just might get it.
Well, I don't think he knows what I have, so.
Helmuth quickly calls 5,000 after getting check raised on the flop.
That's 14,000.
With 17,000 out there, Alan bets 14,000.
That's what I said to the camera before this started. Alan's going to get in a situation where he thinks he has the best hand and he bets too much. That's what I predicted. You could go check it. He's going to re-raise because he thinks he has the best hand. Is what I predicted is going to happen. But now I don't know. Might have this beat.
Phil makes a good laydown and Alan takes the pot.
I didn't think I had the best hand that time.
Really? Just went out for the flat-out bluff against me.
No, I knew it.
I was raising, but I decided to just limp. I want a little action here.
That's how good your hand is.
2,200.
Have fun, boys.
All right, Alan, let's go.
Re-raise coming.
Re-raise? No, I've got nothing. Check it.
Round two between Alan and Phil, and again, Alan has way the best of it. Phil needs a 5 or an ace to take the lead.
To raise or call? That's the question I ask myself right now. Coward, Phil.
He check calls. Another check from Phil as the board pairs on the turn.
How's the hot seat?
What's that?
How's the hot seat?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's good. Good spectators. Spot.
A different left front row there.
Yeah, it's front row.
$7,000 to call for Phil. Phil having trouble letting go of the ace high with the wheel draw.
So your card out has to take up. It's 1,000 horsepower.
He's not quite sure how strong Alan is in this spot.
Raise it up.
But there's one way to find out, as he has raised it up, making it 19,000 total. $12,000 for Alan to call. Phil trying to represent trip deuces or better here. And that is not what he wanted to see. Alan Cunningham has called. Phil
Check.
can't hit the 5 or the ace, and he shuts it down quickly on the river. Over $50,000 out there already. And Alan is content to check and show kings and deuces to take the pot.
Nice hand.
Spencer, don't do it right after he
Jack
wins a
of clubs
pot.
flash.
It's not nice.
Yeah, why don't you show some class and needle me when I lose a
Jack
pot?
of clubs.
Raised to 1,500.
Got another guy there, huh? Okay, Alan, here we go again. Here, take this too.
Maybe we should do it after he wins
Like
a
courtside
pot.
for
Maybe it
Lakers.
works out good.
Take this too, Alan. I check.
Round 3 between Alan and Phil.
2,000. Okay.
Alan's got middle pair and bets it. Phil calls with a wheel draw.
Check it.
No action on the turn. Phil pairs up on the river.
What's the minimum bet I can make? 400.
Bet 1,100.
You got it. I mean, I do have fours.
Phil does what you might call underbet the pot on the end as Alan calls and takes it with
Shouldn't say you got it. You
queens.
could call.
Really fast. And I was like, oh, I have a flush too. And then he got really mad. I mean, he was getting really unlucky at the time, though.
Raised to 3,800.
Viffer opens the pot for a raise with pocket aces. Dewan decides to put in action with 6 deuce suited, and the timing couldn't be worse.
Raised to 92.
Viffer's re-raised to 9,200.
How deep are you, Viv?
I started with 150. I donated a little bit to everybody. 50,
Close enough,
70,
close enough,
90,
close enough, close
100.
enough.
5,400 more
92.
for Tom to call. And he does. Almost 20,000 out there pre-flop. Bottom end of an open-ended straight draw for Durr.
Yeah, I've been watching you on Poker After Dark, Alan. You get crazy with king queens and ace tens. 3-bet people all in. When everybody limps to you and you have 4-3, you raise it every time.
In the mega match, it worked. None of them
Yeah.
ever have anything.
Yeah, it keeps working for you.
Both players check the flop.
Ellie and Phil and
I just have a
Ellie
feeling I'm
and
gonna raise you with like ace king, and you're gonna re-raise with like ace nine or something from the blind.
I probably will.
I know.
And I'll sit down when you call.
Board pairs on the turn, and Viffer is let out for almost 3/4 the
Got
pot.
myself in trouble. I also predicted you're good at bluffing the turn, flop, turn, and river.
Those are good skills.
Good skills to
I
have.
made a mistake. I play bad.
Dwan lays it down, and Pete takes a nice pot.
The world's best
that?
bluffer.
I should have bet flop.
I hear.
You might not have liked it.
Do you fold? Huh?
Practice makes perfect.
I mean, if you bet like 150,000, I might.
Well, I was thinking more like 11.
We're back with our first ever cash game on Poker After Dark.
I feel like queens, I think.
Still in the early stages of this cash game, Alan Cunningham is up a little over $50,000. Phil Hellmuth is down a little over 50.
15.
Raised 1,500.
Again, blinds are 2 and 400 with a $100 ante. That's where they'll stay the whole time.
You're 250, right?
1,200 out there in every pot up for grabs. Oh, and here's big trouble for David Pete. He has flopped a king high straight, but Tom Dwan has the ace high straight.
Lost an extra 19,000 due to a bad read. It was a bad read. I lost an extra 19,000. I could have hit the hand though.
Pete's not going to slow play his hand as he leads out for 3,000. Tom Dwan is going to slow play, however, as he just calls in position. Guy ducks out of the way and we're heads up. The 9 on the turn is going to change things a bit.
I forgot what I had, Alan.
Viffer's going to check his hand now. He's only playing with the king for a king high straight.
It would have been nice to hit the hand though. I should have laid it down. God dang it. You might have bluffed me the first hand, deuce 5-6. You said you knew you had me beat, so I guess you did.
With a little over 11,000 in the pot, Durr reaches for chips and fires 7,300.
Had to be the very next hand, I think. 3 hands later.
Viffer just calls. And he's going to continue to play this safe, checking again to Durr. Over $25,000 out there now. And Durr's going to bet $17,600. Viffer is definitely not a fan of this situation. He's got to be pretty sure the best case scenario is chopping the pot.
8 no good. Tom, you know what time it is? See, I flopped this straight.
Viffer desperately trying to get something from Tom Dwan, but it looks like he's gone flatline.
You buy the bottles if I call and I'm wrong? You buy the bottles tonight?
Nuts. I'll buy the bottles.
You buy the bottles? Nice man. Bad turn card for you.
You have 8-9, really?
King 9.
Are you serious? That's pretty dirty. It's a really bad turn card for me then. You looked somewhat interested in the pot. Would you bet? I don't know. I didn't want to raise and have him fold like, I don't know, King Jack or something.
A 9 on the turn helps Viffer avoid potential disaster. NBC's Poker After Dark, the cash game continues right now. After winning that $60,000 pot just before the break, Tom Durr Dwan is back in the black and ready for action.
But I mean, there were a few other people in the game that were stuck and just like miserable. And
Yeah.
getting mad at everything. It was, I don't know.
But he's always the center of attention and just kind of pretty entertaining.
1400.
Raise to 1400.
Here comes the steamer.
I'm steaming. Let me see what I'm going to do here.
Durs open the pot with king-queen offsuit to 1400.
All right.
Phil's gonna steam call with the best hand.
After all that, I would have been a little surprised.
Folded?
Yeah.
A lot of boxing going on here, Alan. With the
No, I was 9 out of 10. I would have re-raised, but something said I shouldn't.
Mike Baxter wants to party with 3-5
I probably
offsuit.
should have, though. Check it.
Phil flops top pair. Baxter's got a gut shot straight draw. And with the action on him, he's going to take a stab at this thing for 2200.
Raise it up. 10,000.
Raise 10,000 more.
He wanted to bet me that you didn't. I should have taken it.
Big check raise from Phil Hellmuth.
I play worse. I flopped the nuts versus the second nuts and made 25K.
$10,000 for Baxter to call.
He really, like, glanced up when you touched your chips.
Turn a card off.
So I really thought he had
see
something.
if we make something.
He makes the easy laydown and Phil takes the pot.
Let's say you do, like, maybe 100,000.
Did you have 8-9?
Oh, he did.
If I did, I made a
No,
straight.
yeah, I'm saying, like, Viv touches chips.
You have 8-9?
And he, like, glanced at it a little bit. So, I mean, I think it's a questionable spot to raise anyway. So that saved him, like, I don't know, 100,000 maybe? I play bad.
I should have raised less, 5,000 maybe. If I knew a 10 was coming.
Did you have 8-9?
I can't say.
Phil, can you move to your left a little bit? Thank you.
Was 9-9 good?
Your other left.
Sammy used to win all the money at
Nine's
Paul
good?
him, I think. I mean, that's what it seemed like.
Really?
Like when I started playing.
Folded an ace?
he destroyed me. It was no contest.
9s was good.
Did you have 9?
I caught.
I had a 9 in my hand.
When I first started playing high stakes Paul in Omaha, he was always in the game,
No way you raised.
I raise.
Raise.
winning every hand.
$2,600.
That was just a good move.
Guy and Viffer try to limp into the pot, and Dwan will have none of it as he makes it 2,600 with king deuce suited.
Probably beat, right? I had ace 9, 9-9, or 8-9, right?
Oh, I was beat.
Huh?
Believe me, I was beat.
You were beat. You might have had 4 or 5.
Really? The limp folds.
The other straight draw.
Guy calls as Viffer gives up his 400.
Okay, I don't want to make any more donations for the next, like, half hour. Is that okay?
Wow, there's a different way of making it.
Neither player hits the flop. Guy checks.
$3,800.
And Dwan keeps his foot on the throttle. Guy lays down and Dwan takes the pot with the worst hand.
Well, that's the last hand of the night from our cash game. The action will continue tomorrow at the same time. For Ali Najad, I'm Leanne Tweeden. Good night from Las Vegas.
Tomorrow on Poker After Dark, the cash game.
Welcome to Value City. Population, you.
Joke, they don't play this bad in the cash games.
This is a cash game.
They just can't give me enough money. It's so sick.
Poker After Dark accommodations provided by the South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa, Las Vegas.